Hi there, WarGamers. It's the DanBringa here, and welcome back to my epic adventure. This episode, where I'm going to experiment with some colour schemes for my Alpha Legion epic guys. I've base coated, primed them in Vallejo's Ultramarine colour, primer, and obviously I've got two squads and two rhinos primed up just to test my colour schemes. Basically the same up until a point, and then I'm going to deviate between the wash and see how it goes. So obviously we start off with that. I'm going to go over probably a dusting from above Sotek green, maybe leaving a little tiny bit of the of this ultramarine in the recesses and see how it goes. Right, I'm back in a tick, guys, when I lay down the next colour, and we'll see how it looks. Right, guys, I've given them a layer of that Sotek green. It's looking quite nice so far. Obviously, I've say it's 90% coverage probably. There's the odd blue bit sticking in here and there. Not overly bothered about that. Yeah, it's looking quite nice. Now it's onto a bit of a dry brush of some skink blue, and we'll see how that goes before we get into the stage where these two colour schemes are going to diverge a little bit. Right, back in a second, guys. Right, guys, the skink blue's been applied with the dry brush. The tanks are looking rather nice, nice and crisp, bringing out those details. It's looking, well, I'm loving the actual detail on these prints. I was worried about some print lines, but barely see them. So that's those two. Obviously the Marine squads, let's get us focusing. Not a great deal of, not a good job of dry brushing there, but it'll do for the amount of detail on them. But once the next stage is done, so we've got the other squad. So this is where the two proposed colour schemes deviate from each other. So one squad's and one rhino's going to get Cornelia green shade, or Coelia, however that's pronounced, and one's going to get Drakenhof nightshade. So blue tinge, so let's see how it goes, and we're back in a tick, guys, want to see what it looks like. Alright, see you soon. Right, the wash has dried nicely. I'm leaning towards the green shade at the moment, and for the what I'm liking the look of, but I'm not quite decided just yet, so I'm going to go around and pick out all the details in a charcoal black. This is German grey I'm going to be using for this. See what they look like after that, when I've got a bit more idea what things look like. Right, back in a tick, guys. Right, guys, it's time to get some silver on these models that are going to go the iron break for all those shoulder pad trims, and I think I'm going to do the gun bits in lead belcher and leave most of it black, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll pick out what I can in each colour, and we'll see what it looks like when that's all been done. I'm leaning a bit more towards the blue now, though. I'm thinking now as I'm seeing these go progress. But anyway, let's get some silver on these guys, and let's see what they look like in a minute. Right, guys, as you can see, I may have got a bit carried away. Instead of doing the iron breaker and lead belcher on the different metallics part, I went for the iron warriors on the gun parts. So just get these hopefully to focus. There we go. So like these raised, let's get some at the point, shall we? Hopefully I can do it one-handed. There we go. Yeah, so these kind of bits are the iron warriors and the cross belts. The shoulder pads are iron breaker, and down the bottom with the flamer I've got a bit of avalanche sunset. Oh, that's way too close, sorry guys. For the fibre tank, and the plasma guns and the band on the flamer tanks were Mephisto red. I've also attempted to use some contrast paints on the plasma gunner what do you call it? Sorry, I'm having trouble pointing in the right direction. This fuel area doesn't seem it didn't. I don't think it really worked. I tried using some of that what do you call it, Wraith bone to prime it first, and then this purple, and then tried highlighting with what's this? Do you not hide even? Didn't quite work as well as I'd like. It's not terrible, so I think I'll leave it as it is. So it's same on the actual plasma gun in the actual unit there. Oh, there goes my base, the holding thing. Hasn't been terrible. So the bolters, heavy bolters there, also got a bit of I think it's retributed gold. No, Gehenna's gold even. Sorry, on the hilts of the swords and on the missiles from the obviously the missile launcher in a little magazine there. So now, actually, tell you what, let's also talk about the tanks as well. For obviously the engine blocks, the all these little doodad bits that are sticking up and all of that's all that Iron Warriors, and the vision slits and the track wheels are the Iron Breaker silver. So that one. So what I'm going to do now, before we put a wash on these weapons and whatnot, is get a black metallic onto onto those tracks. So this is the Model Air one. It's got a weird, stupid name. MM Gunmetal Metallizer. So I'm going to put some of that onto the tracks, and then we'll have a nice wash on some of these metallic areas to tone them down and shade them a bit. So I'm back in a second when those tracks are done, and we'll see what it looks like before we get those shades on. Right guys, I've got that dark metallic onto the tracks now, and obviously we've got the light one. It's actually showing up quite bright on the camera, but it's a bit darker than it is. It's catching the light quite a lot. So next step is to now it's nicely dry, so we go around all these metallic bits with a shade wash type thing. So I've got this one here that I learned about from Sonic Sledgehamer YouTube channel. It's Mark Bedford's mix, which is as you can see, Null Nile, Reichland, Flesh Shade, Lamium Medium, all in equal parts. So it's made a big batch of it, and it's basically a black wash with a reddish tinge. Works wonders for metallics and weathering things. So I'm obviously going to go over all these guns and whatnot. So all these guns, I don't know if I'm going to go over the shoulder pads. I might leave those as they are to, be quite bright and striking. But obviously the crossbands that are on the chests and everything else, all the entirety of the guns, the ammo feed and the missile launcher. Oh, and I forgot to say earlier, obviously there's a little wire in the back of the rocket launcher which has been picked out in red. I might hit this guy with a bit of a shade to make his power weapon look a bit less like a silver sword. Right guys, I'm going to go ahead and put some washes on here, and we'll be back when it's all dry and see what it looks like. Right guys, I've got that wash applied to all the areas I wanted to get it applied. It ended up washing all the metallics, including the shoulder pads. So let's have a nice look at these, if I can get them to focus in the light. I'm really quite impressed with what I've done here. For the wonderful models of 6mm, even washed all of the plasma gun, even the purple bit. I don't know what that bit's actually called anyway. And obviously the sergeant's got his chainsaw there, got that wash as well. The heavy bolter, there's the back of them. For completeness, got to show the butts as well. There we go, one unit squad thing. So here's another one. The difference between the blue and the green wash turned out to be not that great, really noticeable to me, anyway, at least anyway. On the infantry, the tanks less so. well, technically not tanks, they're APCs, aren't they? But anyway, you know what I mean. How rude. Sorry about that, guys. Phone just going off. So we've got the other squad up here. We'll soon be trying to peel them off this double-sided tape. I'm going to need better lighting around here, so at some point in the near future. Although that pose does look a bit weird with his aiming down the sights for the flamer. But you never know, precision sometimes might be needed for the flamer in case he wants to flame through that window. Here we go to the back of the... oh no, obviously I dropped a purple wash onto the power swords. It was that Druchi, or however else that's pronounced, Druchi Violet. Just slapped a bit of that on over that silver, and it's turned out quite nicely. So let's get the last one. There we go. You can tell under the light, but with your naked eye and whatnot, these colours are pretty much identical on the Marines. There we go. Let's have a quick look at these rhinos. Don't know what I'm going to do with the vision slits of the lights yet, so but that'll do for now. I think might just leave them, to be honest. Yeah, so the rhinos look quite distinct in the colours, the shading, but the Marines, it's not really noticeable with all the other colours going on, with tricks your eyes about. Right, so that's those, and the other two. Yeah, I noticed one of them actually had been damaged, but not the end of the world. Battle damage, yeah, that's what it is. So that's those. Right, guys, that's it. I'm going to leave this episode here. Drop us a like, I'd muchly appreciate it, and a comment as what you think of these models. And I'll catch you in the next one where we're going to about how we're going to base the infantry. Right, guys, see you around. Bye bye now.